Wano's latest chapter were insane and I feel like we are slowly reading a build-up for the climax of this arc. Despite all the debates on will Red end in failure or not and how things will go further, I have a theory on how Wano arc will end. There are some interesting thesis statements we can get from Kaido in chapter 965 that he said, if we expand with more weapons factories and turn the populace of the flower capital into a labor source, then it will transform into a lawless land. As well as tonight, Onigashima becomes the flower capital. Wano will be no more. Now this is a usual setup for the final battle and I will tell why. Firstly, there is a similarity in arcs when Straw Hats trying to bring freedom in country with big example being Alabasta, Fishman Island and Dresrosa. These arcs have two big features of the final fight and the climax of the story. To draw a simple connection on this, Luffy always fought or at least finished the main villain of the arc with citizens of such country watching it. For example, in Alabasta, Crocodile was knocked out, punching him up to reveal a true villain of the conflict for those fighting during the rebellion. And number 2 in Fishman Island effectively appeared with his crew to save King Neptune, with Fishman particularly begging him to save the country from Hadi, and then in Dresrosa fought with the Flamingo after they revealed himself as a tyrant and everything was translated by the Colosseum commentator gods, while citizens watched his battle and birdcage. Number 2 is time limit. This is a simple tension building tool that Oda loves to use and it works great so far. For example, in Alabasta, the time limit was set with the start of rebellion and bomb ticking. Within that time, it was planned that Straw Hat will beat Baroque Works. Luffy didn't manage to beat Crocodile within this time limit, but he did beat him shortly afterwards. In Fishman Island, the time limit here was Noah's falling on the giant bubble of Fishman Island. Luffy beat Hody within this time limit, and though he didn't stop Noah, Shiraushi helped by summoning Sea Kings. In Dresrosa, birdcage was a time limit here, so Luffy beat the Flamingo and the cake disappeared afterward. In the latest chapter, we are introduced to both features of the final fight needed for this arc. It is native spectators who are flower capital citizen or Wano citizen overall and the time limit, which is tonight, as Kaido said. This suggests that Kaido has some means of transferring Onigashima to flower capital, literally or metaphorically. There is also a threat to citizens as he wants to exploit them as a labor source, which means we are now at that point where a big part of the villain true motivation is revealed. So it can be said that Luffy needs to beat Kaido until he gets to flower capital or he will terrorize its nation and Wano will be no more. Lastly, there is a thematical connection with Kaido's abilities and the property of Toki. This part might be interpreted as a stretch, but the connection is interesting to say. Kaido ate a medical zone fruit which transformed him to a dragon who can fly by creating clouds. You can see that in chapter 922. It might be that additional ability of this medical zone is to create such clouds, those changing weather or simply creation of the clouds. The appearance of the clouds with Kaido's introduction in Wano with rain suggestion, it also fits as he is a disaster or calamity that came to Wano and brought wildfire, plague and drought to the country, and after a stormy night, people wait to peaceful dawn, as Toki said. You are the moon, unaware of the dawn. May your purpose be fulfilled then, cast 9 shadows on the night woven of 20 years, and you shall know the brilliance of the dawn. It could be addressed to Orochi due to Toki knowing both him and Scabbard. However, it can also be related to Kaido due to some form of connection of Wano and Thriller Bark arcs, with the legend of Ryuma being a personal journey for Zoro in both arcs, Kaido and Moria and Big Mom to Lola hints being introduced simultaneously, ending in both of them participating in Wano. It's possible Luffy will lose a short fight with Kaido in Onigashima and the rest of Straw Hats. 9 as in 9 Shadows will buy him some time, similarly with Oars, for him to return and clash with Kaido on Flower Capital. It also makes the conflict personal as now the crew is in danger from Kaido's hands, which is a big theme both for Gecko, Moria and Luffy, who realize he still has Nakama to protect after Marineford War. It might be a stretch, but it lies well with the metaphorical speech of Lady Toki, and the defeat of Kaido will bring down to Wano in similar way. Dawn was the endpoint of Thriller Bark, but if the Dawn was a threat to Straw Hat during Thriller Bark in Wano, it is a symbol of hope and freedom that will be brought to the nation.